Hello, thank you so much for joining me on Merlin's Mountain today. I am Andy. I seriously hope the magic rubs off on you. It's been a good day here. It's been a good few weeks actually, and it's been a good nearly 2 weeks since the last time I put a video out. Kind of sorry about that, but at the same time I have a feeling it's kind of the way things are meant to be. Lots has been going on here. I've been clearing stuff out. My daughter got a nice new big flat to live in, big apartment to live in, and she was in such a cramped place before. I had to give her money for all her birthday and Christmas gifts because if I gave her a thing, there would have been nowhere to put the thing, you know what I mean? So anyway, because of that, I've been clearing out all her stuff. She's got her old original bed back there with her, and I've got my radio room back now where I can keep my radios and my crystals and all my sort of amazing things that I've had nowhere to put for such a long time. It's all been in boxes. But clearing has been happening. That's been my theme. Astrology this last week has been pretty crazy, actually. A great deal happened. Too many convoluted things to really talk about. It would take up the whole video just on the astrology of this week. And of course, it's been the midterm elections in the United States, and they went... I don't want to take sides, but for my money, they went better than they might have been expected to go, to be quite honest. I think great things have happened there. But, you know, I never really talk about politics on this channel, and I never really do readings on that basis. Partly because I see a difference, you know, between the world of politics and this beautiful world that God gave us. I tend to think we were given this world, you know, by God. And I tend to think that politicians are like schoolyard bullies who are always trying to push each other to make crazy things happen and to get things to go their way. And also, you know, I'm in UK here. I've got no idea what it's like to be an American facing the issues that are going on in America today. Of course, I'm aware of things. I keep my eye on YouTube and I say lots of prayers, but I think that's the best thing we can do, really. Anyway, in this video today, we are going to use the Muse Tarot, because I haven't brought this one out for a while. All the suits have different names. I'm kind of quite happy to do that, really. So, okay, let's put those down and let's turn over the top 5. So what have we got? Okay, I will fan them out and you guys can choose a card each. It's going to be a pick a card tarot, and for each tarot card there is also going to be a chakra card from Rachel Sharman's chakra reading deck, which is just going to help us go a little bit deeper and find out a little bit more. So friends, take your pick. We've got card number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Okay, which one of those jumps out at you? Maybe 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, maybe all 5 of them jump out at you. It's entirely up to you. Let your inner psychic kind of take over. Because your inner psychic, it's your higher self. It knows the way. It's going to bring you out where you need to be every single time. Okay, so for card number 1, here we have, all right, okay, this is the 5 of Voices. In other words, it's the 5 of Swords. So a lot of thinking going on in your life, no doubt, if you drew this one. And particularly, you might be thinking about something you've been trying to achieve, a battle you've been trying to win, things you've been trying to make happen that just haven't gone the way you'd want them to. And you might be feeling defeated. This card speaks to feelings of defeat, really. But we have got a magical olive branch being handed to these 2 rather sorrowful people here. And this is not just a straight out solution. This is, you know, a way to think, a way to keep going, basically, by using your thoughts and using all that thinking energy that's going on in your mind to try and find a new attitude. And the attitude that's really symbolized by this card, the 5 of Voices, the 5 of Swords, is that, well, it's number 5, and in numerology we're pretty much halfway there, you know. So what you feel might have been a complete defeat is actually a big part of the way forward. The lessons you've learned are the things to really rely upon to carry you forward. Maybe actually one of the lessons you've learned is just to stop worrying about stuff. That does happen, and it's no bad thing when it does, really. And what you've got to tell yourself is, you know, I am going to win for sure. And I'm going to read you out this little poem that goes with this card. Okay, this is in the book about it, and it says, "When winning your success resents the failure that it cost, how many broken stories forgive the pieces that you've lost? Well, broken stories, is that where forgiveness lies? Well, the book seems to think it's got something to do with it. And it has, because when things have gone wrong, when you're feeling as unhappy as these characters in this card, something is broken there. And the question is, do you mend the broken thing? Or is it old news? Is it something that no longer serves you? Something you want to let go of? Something you need to let go of in order to make progress? Well, that choice is yours, friends. That decision is there for you very much all the way. Okay, but the important thing to have in mind is that attitude going to go forward, going to go onwards and upwards. That's where the answers are. The answers are up here, not down here. Quite often the answers are in your heart, but with the Five of Swords, the Five of Voices that we've just seen, it could very well be that the case is that the answer really is to look to something new. Maybe what's been turning over and over in your heart and mind is something to let go of. I only say maybe, friends, the most important interpretation on any of these cards is the one you put on it. That's how this channel rolls. That's how the wisdom of Merlin's Mountain goes. That is what my wonderful guide, Twig Brother, and my other one, and I have many guides, but another one of my wonderful guides is Rosalie, who is with me when I do these readings alongside Twig Brother. That is their wisdom. It really is. So Chakra card for this one, and it's number 1 in that Chakra deck by Rachel Sharman, and it's Mother Earth. Okay, the goddess energy here. So what we need to think about is the Earth Star Chakra, where we actually link down into the ground beneath our feet. And friends, if you live in a town, if you live in a city, if you live in a high rise maybe, you're not going to feel so connected to Mother Earth, no doubt. But don't forget, friends, she is very real. She is there for you. The goddess energy is all around. And when you ground yourself, which this card is urging you to do, to get real about what came up in the Five of Swords there, the Five of Voices, to get real with all the kind of baggage you've got and to get kind of mentally decluttering and get moving forward, what you really need is that goddess connection. She is so there for you. And even if you live in a high rise, down there somewhere beneath your feet, the floor under you is connected to the walls go down to the ground, and right underneath that concrete is Mother Earth. So you visualize that, you believe that, and just clear out that Earth Star Chakra. Okay, that's where the answer is. If you drew card number 1, or if you drew all 5 of them, or if card 1 was one of the ones you drew, Mother Earth. Okay, Mother Earth keeps you holding on. Mother Earth gives you stuff to kind of build your hopes upon, build your dreams upon, build your lives upon. That is so important. That is so where it's at. And so we come to... dear me, excuse me. And so we come... Hope I didn't frighten you there. I frightened the cat. She woke up. She's over there on the bed. And she really woke up there. Okay, card number 2. 10 of Emotions. This, friends, is the 10 of Cups. Okay, the suit of emotions in the Muse tarot deck represents the suit of cups. Lots of emotions going on then, most certainly, number 10. But this is actually a very happy card. This card it's all about kind of joy and fulfillment, really. Spiritual awakening to a great extent as well is what's wrapped up here. And if you only picked card number 1 and number 2, then this is a really great outcome for you, actually, to come after that last one, where there's a lot of misery in that last one, But we only know what joy is because we experience misery. That's worth remembering, A great spiritual writer, I think it was, he was channeling Silver Birch as a trance medium, and Silver Birch teaches us that if it wasn't for darkness, we wouldn't appreciate light. And if it wasn't for light, we wouldn't appreciate, the nice kind of calm, sleepy feeling we get when it's dark outside and we can just kind of go happily to bed. For example, there's a storm raging outside at the moment and all the ducks are quacking like mad. I don't know if you can even hear that, but I can. I just hope the camera or the phone is picking it up. But you just never know. You just never know. But it's that storm that makes me feel kind of happy and cozy and comfortable to be actually in here in my house with my new free room that I've got. I might even set up a permanent YouTube studio in my room. That would be cool, wouldn't it? But there we go, you know, that's what's fulfilling for me. And I know you guys are going to find some serious fulfillment if you pick this card. It's on its way. It's not just fulfillment, it's joy as well. And of course, it's the spiritual connection that always goes with the Ten of Cups. And every card in the Muse Tarot has a little kind of couplet of verses to go with it. So I'm going to read this out of the book again. And this is for the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Emotions. And we shine our essence and radiate bliss in happy devoted... No, start again. And we shine our essence and radiate bliss in devoted happy phrases, hearts wide open, trusting the tides of amorous, tender phrases. Maybe love is out there to be found somewhere, eh? That's certainly always uplifting. That's always a really beautiful, happy thing to come into life, is it not? But it's complicated, you know, and people are all different. And who knows, dear viewer, what you in particular are actually looking for. But the chances are you're going to get it. It might be quite an emotional awakening, but it is most definitely an awakening that goes with the Ten of Emotions, that goes very much with the Ten of Cups. Okie dokie. Let us now move on to Chakra card number 2 and see what goes with that. Number 25, it's clarity. And we are with the third eye here, okay? This indigo card, indigo border around the card is all about the third eye. And the thing to remember here is the third eye is looking inwards, not looking outwards. And because of that, the meanings of anything to do with the third eye are always a little bit different to what we might, at first glance, find them to be, really. It's how we see things, you know, but it's also how we see ourselves, because everything we see out there relates to ourselves in one way or another. Very, very convoluted, and the name of this card is Clarity. So this is what we really need to go with the Ten of Emotions there. That success, that fulfillment, that spiritual awakening and that happiness all actually come from within. You know, we see these things as happening to us from external sources, but it all comes from within. You know, when good things happen around us, that awakens the joy within us. And it's important to remember when times aren't so good, that actually that joy is in there. All we've got to do, really, is release it. Like in meditation, when you start off with that spark of light at the core of your being, and just, all you've got to do is visualize it growing, and it does grow. So visualize and believe, friends, because things are going to be crystal clear. That's how they need to be. Sounds like a tall order, but this card says that's the thing to be looking for. It's a beautiful card, actually. They're all beautiful, these cards. That's the thing to be looking for. And just, you know, look for it and you will find that crystal clear clarity that will make such a difference in so many ways. So, card number 3. Now, if you picked all 5 cards, friends, this is the pivotal card. This is what it all hinges on, because this is kind of between the beginning of the reading and the end of the reading. It's a 5-card reading. So if you picked all 5, this is super significant. Even if you didn't pick this one, tune in, friends, because you're watching this video for a reason. There's always something that draws you to watch a video, and it's always something in the higher self going on. Even if it's like a video about, I don't know, hoarders or motorcycles or, you know, I don't know, any video on YouTube, really. We are drawn to them for a reason, just like we're drawn to every experience in life. This card is number 5 in the major arcana, so this card is the Hierophant or the Hierophant. So it denotes a spiritual teacher, and it's also about sort of finding that spiritual teacher within yourself. Very much like we were talking about in the last card. Actually, you know, it all comes from within. That joy comes from within. The spiritual teaching and guidance comes within, because we do actually all have that in us. We are divine creatures. We are made by the universe in the image of the divine, and that divinity actually stretches all the way to meet us and is here, you know. So whatever spiritual teachings might come into you from outside, what they're really going to do that makes them work so well is they're going to work with your inner mind, your inner heart, your inner spiritual teacher, because we do really all have that. There was a scientist once who didn't believe in anything spiritual at all, But he was interviewed about that, and he said, well, if there was a God and I was God, I would want to put some kind of radio receiver in everyone's head when I built them, so I could talk to them, so I could communicate with them. And, you know, never a truer word was spoken. Actually, that really is what the universe is all about in terms of how it relates to us and how we feel linked to the universe, even when all the people around us don't feel linked to it. And goodness knows that it's quite a small percentage of us in this world that are blessed with spiritual understanding. What a blessing it is. And this is how the universe communicates with us. Actually, a lot of it is through the third eye. But, there are thousands of chakras in the body. We think about 7 chakras, and in the case of this chakra reading deck, there are actually some more. This is like the 12 chakra system in that deck. But each of those 12 chakras actually represents several hundred other chakras, maybe even thousands of other chakras that are clustered around it. You know, every chakra that we think about is a summing up of all the other chakras. And those chakras are what keep us alive to the universe. And the Hierophant is really, whether this is about finding a spiritual leader or finding the spirituality within yourself, or whatever it means to you, friends, whatever your interpretation on this card is, it's all about drawing something in from the outside, basically. And even if it's about awakening yourself inside, that is going to draw something in as well. Now, you may have found this spiritual teacher. You may need to go and see a spiritual teacher. That, friends, is entirely up to you. You will know. Don't ignore that sort of niggling feeling, because you will know. And the little verse that goes with this one in the book says, "Dear teacher, sacred mentor, dear loving leader, guide, I am deeply grateful for your heart, untethered net cast wide." I don't know, can you cast a nest wide? Maybe you can. The cards seem to be telling me that. Sometimes I think I make these mistakes for a reason. Other times I just think, well, I've made a mistake, haven't I? But isn't that just the nature of life? So is it, is it you? Is it the outside? Consult the Hierophant, whether that's within you or whether that's finding a spiritual teacher. And what do the chakra cards have to tell us about this? Excuse me, this is the most I've talked in one session for the last few days. Okay, Angels and Masters, number 33. And this is pretty much to do with the sacral chakra. Is it 33? Wow, that's high up in the deck. Never mind. Yeah, sacral chakra. We've got this yellowy, or slightly orange, but definitely yellow colour here, which is the colour of the sacral chakra. And we can see the 7 chakras spread out in this vision before us here. So it's important to get all those chakras aligned, friends. That is what this card is really speaking volumes about. And again, if you picked all 5, this relates to every other card in the reading. If you picked this one, though, I'm sure, absolutely certain it relates to you. Angels and Masters are there for a reason. They draw all the good things of the universe together. They draw all the good things within our hearts together. And they make it all function together, which is how it's meant to be. You know, the crazy things, the things that make sense, the bad things, the good things, they all come together into this great kind of melee of stuff that somehow works in our hearts and minds and draws us ever closer to a deeper understanding, a mutual understanding of ourselves and other people and all the crazy influences in the world out there, which are all there absolutely for a reason. So, Angels and Masters, think about that, and think about that sacral chakra where the personal power is, okay? Thinking about Angels and Masters is not about relying on an external force. It's empowering for you. That's what it's meant to be. It's all within you. So, personal power, the sacral chakra. There we go. Let's move on to card number 4. And that is the 2 of Inspiration. Wow, and the inspiration suit is in fact the suit of wands. This is about getting things done. This is about making things happen. And I really always recommend people pick all 5 cards. It's entirely up to you guys, but there is always a story unveiling itself as we go through the 5 cards. So this is the 2 of Wands, the two of inspiration. And here we have this crazy pattern and someone peering through a hole with a telescope there. So much to see, so much more going on in this world than we could ever take in one lifetime. And this is the answer to any kind of stuck energy, anything that might be holding you back, anything that maybe isn't holding you back, it's just kind of stopping you going forward, which in itself is a different, separate thing. This is about finding new paths, basically, seeking new paths, moving out of your comfort zone as well. And I wish we didn't have to move out of our comfort zone so much, but it's part of the crucible of life that, you know, we're all put on this world to have these experiences to kind of form the soul in the fire of craziness that this world can be. But this particularly, right, if you had a disappointing election result, stop worrying about the leaders that are going to kind of try and hold you back and stop you making any progress. They only do it because they want to keep all the power for themselves. And it's an unfortunate fact of life in this world that there's always a leader. And if you're not that leader, which is only like 1 in a million people, if you're not that leader, then you kind of get stuck with whatever that leader wants you to do. This is about being your own leader. This is about finding your own way forward. It really, really is. Getting out of your comfort zone and activating your potential as well. Finding the things you actually desire, new experiences, maybe traveling, something like that. But, you know, the two of wands, there's no new information to come into the picture here. You've got as much as you're going to get unless you move out of that comfort zone and start seeking to make things happen. What does the little bit of poetry in the book say about that? It says, "And I plan my getaway, imagining the pursuit of the delightful, knowing the hardest thing to escape is my fear of my discomfort zone." Wonderful deck, the Muse Tarot. I very strongly recommend it. It's fairly new in my life, but it has been out for quite a while. But yeah, I totally recommend that. And of course, we've got a Chakra card to go with it, because that is how this reading is going. So the Chakra card to go with that two of inspirations, that two of wands, that coming out of the comfort zone. Flexibility. How flexible can you be, friends? That is going to make a colossal difference to so many aspects of your journey through life. If you can be flexible, the divine can work with you that much better, because we aren't here to stand still. We aren't trees. You know, the universe created plenty of trees. We were given an active mind, an evolving mind, and we were given kind of legs to get out there and walk on. This person is only standing on one leg. But the other leg, even though it's not in contact with the ground, is doing what it's doing for a kind of a cosmic yogic reason. There's a lot of yoga energy going on in this card. This is the sacral, no it's not, it's the root chakra. I'm sorry, this is the root chakra. And so it's all about any fears you might have around kind of money, safety, security, that kind of thing. That's what you've got to let go of to be really, truly flexible. And look at this great flash of divine inspiration, this amazing, powerful energy that this lady has found by standing there, you know, looking out upon the universe and all the wonders of it. There's a kind of very beautiful... Excuse me, there's a very beautiful looking temple that she's standing in, but we can't see how beautiful it is because it's eclipsed by the brightness, the absolute brilliance of the universe makes our best efforts on this world almost seem like nothing. But they're not. It's always worth making that effort, really. And the more flexible you are, the more you can do with this energy, the more success you can draw into your life. And particularly the more spiritual success you can have as a soul. So you get the most out of this incarnation. And then when you move on to your next life, which we all will eventually, when you move on to your next life, you've learned that much more. You can go that much further, you know. I sometimes teach mediums, and I hang on to the best things that I've been taught myself. And there are mediums who are absolutely wonderful, absolutely excellent, who really, really kind of bring the heavens to life for people. Are really amazing mediums, but even they can go a bit further, even though they can do a bit more. excuse me, if they're flexible, if they're willing to allow the flexibility to really have its legs, to have its wings, really, I guess, because then it grows wings on them. So you can always, even if you're doing really well, be flexible, because you can always do more. You can always make more progress. You can always make things happen. Oh, I just shut the camera off there and I went to get my drink. Now, my lovely cat Tinkerbell, she's wonderful, absolutely love her, but she will drink out of my cup and then I get all sores around my mouth. So I've got some water in a fizzy drink can. Wow, this was lovely when it was cream soda. Look at that. Really nice stuff. But it's water now, because that's good for me, really. Okay. Maybe I can get through the next card without going into a coughing fit. That would be rather nice. And the next card is the last card, card number 5. It's the 7 of emotions. In other words, the 7 of cups. So we are back with the energies of the suit of cups, the suit of emotions in this deck once again. And here is our character kind of... I mean, the theme of the 7 of Cups really has to do with daydreaming. She kind of looks like she's trying to really focus on something. And maybe what she needs to do is let go and let herself daydream. Because many powerful answers come when you let yourself dream. Whether that's in your sleep or in your waking time. Because when we're dreaming, we really are connecting with the energies of the universe. We really are connecting with our higher self as well. And that is so helpful, because it's really, you know, when we get to daydreaming, it's about the future as much as anything. It's about making choices, for sure. It's about manifestation. It's about looking at the energies around us, looking at the things that are going on in our life, and trying to find a sense of alignment. Why are these things all happening at once? How do these things come together to make themselves into a story? That's what we really need to be thinking about. And this lady, she looks rather confused, you know. But that is when you really need to let yourself daydream, more than any other time, I would say. When things are just confused, when things are jumbled up, almost like a 7 of Swords moment, really. In fact, almost like a 9 of Swords moment. But, you know, this is the cups, this is the emotions, it's the 7, it's a powerful number. And there is a great deal of power in the emotions. There is a great deal of power with everything that kind of pulls at our heartstrings. Because it's pulling at our heartstrings for a reason. And this is about aligning those energies, bringing things together, trying to get things to work out somehow in our own mind. Because things actually always do work out somehow. Everything happens for a reason. It's just working out what that reason is, I guess. So a little bit of poetry. This is quite a long one, actually, for the 7 of emotions, the 7 of cups. 7 fins from the future swim out to greet me. And of course it's the water signs, so that would be the case, wouldn't it? 7 fins from the future swim out to greet me. Some are real and some offer confusion. Opportunities, choices, they float out to meet me. Others sink, a fantastic illusion. So, sure, you know, the stuff that is really illusory is just going to sink out of the way, and the truth is going to come if you let yourselves daydream, friends. That is card number 5. So, final tarot card, that one. But we have got a chakra card to go for this one as well. And wow, we are right out there in the Stargate chakra. This is where your own chakra system connects to the wider chakra system of the whole universe. And this is number 30. It is the I Am Presence. Okay, it's about being present in the moment. And you have to look at this card for a second to actually see the face in it. You know, human beings are very good at seeing faces in things. I think that's all to do with inspiration. Some would beg to differ with me, I'm sure. But I think it's always kind of divinely inspired when we see faces in things. And it takes a minute just to see that face in this card because it's so jumbled up. And this is life. It takes a little while to actually see. Well, it takes a lifetime to see the whole spiritual meaning in life, but it takes a little while to understand that everything has some kind of spiritual meaning. But that is what the Stargate chakra is all about. That is what that linking up to the divine is all about. So this one, of course, is going with the 7 of emotions, the 7 of cups. And it's about making those positive things happen. It's about letting what isn't real sink away. And we've just got beautiful colours here. And these are the colours that are real. There's a certain amount of darkness in this card for sure, because the light always goes with the dark. Those energies work together. Absolutely always. That is going to be how it happens. So, let me take another quick drink here. So there we are. I really hope you found this reading helpful, informative, and I hope it's done something for you at a heart and soul level. It has for me, actually. These things always mean a lot to me. That's the joy of doing these videos. So do take care of yourselves, friends. If you'd like a private reading, my email address is down there in the comments, in the description below this video. And you find that these days in these new times of YouTube by tapping where it says more ... If you tap that, that will take you into the description of the video, and there you will find my email address 35and83@gmail.com. We can arrange a face-to-face Zoom kind of reading, or maybe on Messenger. We can arrange an email reading, which are interesting things actually to not a bad thing to give to a friend, I suppose, but what I really strongly think is the best thing I offer as a gift for somebody else would be an astrological birth chart reading, a star chart, as my Native American friends call it, a natal chart, as very stuck-up people like to call it. Sorry if that's you, that's just my take on it. And that birth chart would be, basically, it comprises several things. That there's a picture of the heavens, where all the stars were, what houses all the planets were in at the time of your birth, in the place of your birth, on the date of your birth. And it never changes. You know, if you had a birth chart done last year and you get another one done next year, they'll say the same things. It all goes back very specifically to the absolute moment you came onto this world and where you actually came on, where on the planet you came onto this earth. Then with that, then there's just a basic drawing of the houses of astrology, so you can see at a glance where all the things actually are, and there's a description of what each house means, and then very, very lengthy description of every planet and of all the of the 4 asteroids that we follow in astrology as well. So it's very comprehensive. It's a big read. People seem to find it life-changing. At the very least, it's going to help you understand kind of why you're the kind of person you are, basically. And so if you can find out all that information about someone else, it makes a great gift, or you might like one for yourself. I've got a very fast turnover on those. I like to get those out within about 48 hours. So do give me a shout if you'd like anything like that. Meanwhile, thanks very much for watching. If you can find your way to the comments, which is just a question of tapping on the comment box and it opens them up, do leave me a comment, because it's always great to share the journey with you guys. Don't forget to drop a like on this. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel no end when you do that. And thanks again for watching. I hope you have a fabulous time ahead, and I'll be back soon with another video. Love and light, blessings and peace.